Welcome back to the Bluechip Breakdown, Vols fans. I'm your host, Bull. In today's video, we will be breaking down the film of our newest commit in the 2026 class, Carson Sneed, a four-star tight end listed at 6'6", 215 pounds, and he went to Donaldson Christian Academy in Nashville, Tennessee, and he grew up a big-time Tennessee fan. We'll take a look at his offers because I know some of y'all love to see that. And yes, it's pages and pages of all the big-time programs that you could think of, and it's pretty easy to tell why just from looking at his film. He's a big guy that I feel like is going to fit into our tight end room and our offense very well. Let's go ahead and jump into his film. All right, so on the first play, looks like we're going to have Carson working across the field on what looks like a drag route, but good job making himself a big target, kind of sitting it down in the soft spot in that zone, and then getting up the field. He has good straight line speed. Now, he is 6'6", so he's taller. Might not always look like he's running that fast, but I think that he has good straight line speed, definitely good enough for the SEC right here. Working, in the goal line situation, red zone situation, got to have a score, boxes people out, and also gets himself open for his quarterback. Very quarterback friendly on the first couple of clips right here, working on a deeper crossing route. Great job making the catch with the man right there, runs right through a man, and then throws another one to the ground with one arm. He's very physical. You can just tell that he enjoys that part of the game from listening to him speak. Right here, boom, you saw that crackback coming from a mile away. And again, he just loves being nasty. He is a dog. I absolutely love that inside of a tight end room. That's a nice little wheel route right there. Also does a really good job just of kind of slowing it down. Didn't come to a full stop, but slows it down some to make it an easier pass for his quarterback. In here, I mean, just, working inside of the corner of the end zone, great body control. And right there, boom, making tough catches in the middle of the field. Absolutely have got to be able to do that. So that's big. And we're also just noticing he's got a very wide catch radius. So love to see that. He's looks like he's going to be very good at blocking. He is a strong player. He's a physical player. Let's see what he does on this one. Boom. Okay, that was really nice. So just working on a crossing route, you see that he's got three people. I'm sorry, not a crossing route, really more of a drag. But he has three people guarding him, and they can't stop him. They can't slow him down. They can't find a way for someone to bracket him or get in front of him, whatever. So I love that. I think that he also runs really nice routes because that last one did a really good job of kind of slowing it down and not running himself out of bounds. Now let's take a look at this one again because I think this is the same route maybe that we saw before where nope, this looks like that's just a straight fade. So, quarterback can throw it up for grabs to him. And it's pretty interesting that those cornerbacks can't even guard him. Doesn't even like he was going full speed on that one. So very good athlete, very difficult to stop. Love to see those types of catches. Tough, going down low, like we talked about with the really wide catch radius. It's not just up top, it's also going down low. So I love the fact that he can bend. Good job right here, on another kind of, drag crossing route. He seems like he's a guy that his high school is just getting the football to because, hey, how are you going to stop him? Looks really good blocking on that previous play. Let's see what he does right here. Oh, another one. Very nice job. Pushing people 10, 15 yards and then finishing it with a pancake. Oh, yeah, that right there gets me fired up. I love to see tight ends and just really anybody on our offense giving us some nice blocks. Okay, nice job right there on that route. And, I mean, just wide open, right? But he looks like he's a very natural pass catcher. And, I mean, he just doesn't look like he's getting flustered or anything like that, whether he's wide open or not. I mean, he has like the same basic fundamentals. Looked good right there in his transition coming out of that break on that out. Again, you can tell that he uses his hands well. That's something that you really have to pay attention to with some of these bigger guys. Can they catch with their hands? Very tough catch right there. Knows he's about to take a shot, but he's a dog, so he's going to make the catch. He will be giving his all for Tennessee. I can definitely tell you that. I love that. Okay, that ball was thrown high. Now, it's actually kind of crazy because he is so tall for this ball to have been thrown high enough that he even had to jump from it or that he had to jump for it from right here. But you can tell that he's a good athlete, right? Goes up, catches it, comes down running, and he's able to make plays. You know what I'm saying? He's able to run through people. He's going to be a nightmare to tackle without question. He's a guy that you would not want to tackle. Really nice route right there. He does a good job just getting on top, kind of stacking, over top of that cornerback and finishing that play. Here in the middle of the field, all, congested in traffic, makes a really nice block. But that is it for his film. Let's go ahead and jump into his grades. All right, so starting off with athleticism, I think that Carson shows good straight line speed. He has good body control, making tough catches on the sidelines, going up, high point footballs. He has good hops. He also looks good getting in and out of his breaks. I think that he is explosive in that sense. And he's shown that he can go down and catch footballs off of the ground. I just don't think that he has elite straight line speed. It is very good, but I don't think that it's elite. So we'll give him 4 stars in this category. Next is toughness and physicality. We see him trucking people, making tough catches, pushing people off with one arm. crack backing people, washing down the whole line of scrimmage with his blocks. Yes, he's absolutely tough. He's physical. He's a dog. And I cannot wait to see him suit up in the orange and white and impose his will on teams, especially UGA coming up here in a few short seasons. But we're going to give him 5 stars in this category, no doubt. Next is pass catching, and Carson doesn't run a lot of different routes at his high school, but the ones that he does run, I think he does a good job with it. My biggest takeaway with him, though, is his savviness, inside of his routes and just kind of getting open and boxing people out and being very quarterback friendly. I think that that's huge. We don't talk about that too often just because most of the time players aren't doing it at this level. But I think that the more that he gets some consistency, especially with his quarterbacks in college, he is going to be one of their favorite targets. I think it's going to be very difficult to stop him in any situation, but more specifically inside of that red zone, he's going to be a problem. And he has really soft hands. He has pretty good straight line speed. He's got good hops, but I think that he's a 5 star as a pass catcher. Although, again, it's not necessarily just because of the way that he runs his routes or his speed or anything like that. It's just because sometimes just being the bigger, stronger person is just way too hard to stop. And I think that that is going to be a big part of Carson's game. And last is Carson's blocking grade. He looks really good inside of that box blocking. I think he has good hand placement, pretty good footwork, but he can bend, right? I mean, you can tell he's a lot bigger than most of those kids. And whenever he gets his big paws on you, I mean, he's going to move you. We've seen him kind of take away almost an entire defensive line on some of those blocks. But he also looks good out in space blocking, which is huge for tight ends. Sometimes you're going to have to kind of block downfield. I think that he's going to be great at that. And obviously, he's not going to have the best fundamentals. Like we just watched his sophomore film. Still has a ways to go with several things, just like all the players that we're going to be breaking down film of. But if you look at his foundation and what he could probably work himself into, I think that he's a 5 star as a blocker. All right, now let's recap on Carson's grades. We gave him 4 stars as an athlete, 5 stars on toughness and physicality, 5 stars as a pass catcher, and 5 stars as a blocker, which brings his blue chip overall grade to 4 stars. But it is a higher caliber 4 star. I think that he could potentially work himself up to a 5 star player on most of these sites, but he's going to be an absolute problem. I'm so happy that we got him because he grew up as a Tennessee fan. And he's going to be a guy that, in tough situations, the quarterbacks are going to find him. I think, especially in that red zone or just on, like a third down, whatever. He's a guy that is going to be almost impossible to guard because he's so big, he's so strong, and he has enough athleticism that I think he could pose some mismatches from that perspective as well. But he's a guy that, we'll see how early he can contribute just because that tight end room is looking really, really good, y'all. And we got such a long way to go before Carson Sneed will be up on campus, but you have to be excited about what he's going to be bringing to this team in the future. And I most definitely am. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. As always, please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share it with your friends, family, and other volunteer fans. We'll see you all on the next one. Thanks. Peace.